Hello and welcome everybody. In this video we'll show you 8 secrets to getting better at talking to people. Being able to communicate effectively is one of the most important life skills to learn. Communication is defined as transferring information to produce greater understanding. It can be done vocally, through verbal exchanges, through written media like books, websites and magazines, visually using graphs, charts and maps, or non-verbally using body language, gestures, pitch of voice and tone. All of these means of communication are essential soft skills that are vital for a successful career. If you are not good enough talking to people and makes them like you, then this video is for you. Keep watching the whole video and don't skip any important part of it. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive all our news. 1. Listen to them carefully. The most basic and powerful way to connect to another person is to listen. Just listen. Perhaps the most important thing we ever give each other is our attention. A loving silence often has far more power to heal and to connect than the most well-intentioned words. Conversation is a two-way street. You have to listen as much as you talk. When you are confronted with dead moments, try not to always fill it with chatter about yourself. You can never go wrong when you listen first and talk second. When you and the one you are talking to takes turn to actually listen to each other's, things will flow more naturally. You will also have more time to observe and read people. To improve your listening skills, it can be helpful to figure out what gets in the way of effective listening. One common problem is thinking of what we are going to say in reply while they are still talking. So we believe that we can use that extra time to think about other things, like what we are going to say. One study conducted by a researcher in 2003 showed that there are two different types of listening: listening to understand and listening to respond. Those who listen to understand have greater success in their interpersonal relationships than others. Focusing on someone's message is also a great way to shift your attention if you are feeling self-conscious as well. According to some great psychologists, the key to good listening is to refrain from making judgments and to provide a safe environment for speakers. By listening in a non-judgmental manner, we are showing that we care about what they are saying, which allows them to feel comfortable and open up. It definitely takes practice. First of all, put yourself in the shoes of the speaker. Think about what they are saying from their perspective. Avoid making assumptions or judgment. Just pay attention to their feelings as they are talking. Talk to them back in their own words. And of course, look to their eyes as they are speaking. If possible, summarize their comments if given a chance so you can better understand. Focus on fully taking in the message that someone is trying to get across. 2. Don't be judgmental. When you are quick to judge people and situations, you hinder the natural process of communication. The next time you find yourself talking to someone, step back and truthfully assess your beliefs when interacting. An open mind is needed to improve your communication skills. Any of us make snap judgment when we communicate with others. These judgments can severely damage our conversations and the ability to develop a rapport with others. But these snap judgments aren't exactly easy to stop. Spend 5 minutes analyzing the chatter in your mind, and I bet that there are constant judgment and assumptions. It's how we largely communicate with the world. However, a better way to communicate is to cultivate an attitude of curiosity to understand why people act the way they do. As we mentioned before, try to just take in the message without harboring preconceived judgments. Ask questions to understand more and always keep an open mind. 3. Be empathetic. Try to put yourself in the shoes of the speaker. People love to be seen and heard, so when you empathize with them, they will feel comfortable in your presence. When empathetic listening becoming a habit, you will be able to better understand people's struggle and why they do what they do. It's simply the ability to engage with someone on their level. It allows there to be a safe space where they can share anything without fear of being criticized. In turn, it will make the conversation flow naturally. With empathetic listening, the conversation becomes all about the other person. You put yourself in their shoes and understand what they are saying from their perspective. It's a technique regularly adopted by therapists and psychologists to help their clients. It allows the speaker to feel safe, valued, and understood. So to practice empathetic listening in conversation, take the time. You need to be patient and let the reader spell their message. Don't rush them or interrupt them. Second, you must offer empathy. True empathy means listening and understanding where your conversational partner is coming from. It means leaving your own stories and experiences at the door. The third step, use open-ended, empathetic, or dangling questions. For that, you should use questions that require more than a yes or no answer. This allows the speaker to go deeper into what they are speaking about. You could ask things like, how did you feel about that? Or what is your next step? Remember, the key here is to listen to them in non-judgmental fashion, put yourself in their shoes, and ask follow-up questions. 4. Watch for nonverbal cues. Communication also includes the body language, so take note of your companion's nonverbal cues. Whatever you are feeling inside, try to refocus your intention. It is important to notice how the other person is feeling based on the other person's body language. If you think that the person is uncomfortable with where the conversation is heading, change the topic. This is particularly common when the talk is about politics and religion. Not everyone enjoys a heavy subject. Some people would rather keep things light. What is important is that you learn how to gauge the impact of what you are saying. This can be done by reading the other person's bodily cues such as posture, eye contact, and hand movements. It's also important to watch out for your body language and what you are communicating. Sometimes we forget to watch our body and we communicate unintended messages. To adjust your body language so that you make a great first impression, you should have an open posture. It's important to feel relaxed, but don't slouch. Don't close yourself off with folded arms or with your hands on your hips. Use a firm handshake. However, don't get too carried away and cause pain to the other person. Hold it firmly, but don't go further. Also, you should maintain eye contact. Whether they are speaking or you are, make sure to hold the other person's gaze for a few seconds at a time. This will show that you are engaged and sincere. Also, you should smile with appropriate. Smiling gets the positive vibes going and will make you appear nice and trustworthy. Also, you should avoid touching your face. People who touch their face can appear dishonest. 5. Encourage people to talk about themselves. We have mentioned this already, but the main question people have when it comes to making conversation is, what do I talk about? But that's the wrong question to ask. Instead, you should ask questions to get people to talk about themselves. According to research, when people talk about themselves, it triggers the same sensation of pleasure in the brain as food or money. 6. Choose interesting topics to speak about. A researcher that ran a study, Richard Wiseman, ran a study that looked into what topics work best on a first date. He found that the most successful topic leading to the best impression was travel. The most consistent conclusion that comes from research is to ask for someone's advice on something. This is a great way to get something talking, and if they are giving advice, they will feel like they are being helpful and you might pump up their ego too. According to Scientific American, when you ask for advice, people do not think less of you. They actually think you are smarter by asking someone to share his or her personal wisdom. Advice seekers stroke the advisor's ego and can gain valuable insights. So when you think of something to talk about, ask for some advice on something you know they will be able to answer. 7. Don't assume people will agree with you. According to research on social psychology, most of us engage in the assumed similarity bias. It refers to the mental shortcut that leads us to unconscious assumption that others share the same or similar values, thoughts, and beliefs. 8. Learn from each interaction. People can give you a new outlook on life or add to your existing ones. Do not waste time and show that you are interested in them. It only takes a listening ear and interest for you to expand your knowledge of other regions, cultures, and nations. Armed with this new information, you can become a more interesting conversationalist as well.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive all our news.
If you learned something new today, then give the video a like and tell us in comments which step you like it more. And here's some others great videos I think you will enjoy. Just click on the left or on the right.